Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello. Welcome to this video. My name is Numan bin Zainal. I am from class JBA 114-5D. Today in this video, I am going to talk about bond markets in general, types of bond, the flow and process of issuing the bonds, and the flow and process of investing in bond. Okay. Before we go further into this video, I would also to thank my lecturer, Sir Wan Muhammad Farid bin Wan Zakaria, for teaching me in this subject, which is FIN376. Okay, let's go. Okay, bond market is also known as the debt market, fixed income market and credit market. It is the collective name given to all trades and issues of debt securities. Governments typically issue bonds in order to raise capital, to pay down debts or fund infrastructural improvements. Publicly traded companies issue bonds when they need to finance business expansion or maintain ongoing operation. Bond market is also divided by two. The first one is primary market. It is a financial market where participants can issue new debt. And the second one is the secondary market. It is a place to buy and sell the debt securities. Types of bonds. In this video, I am going to talk about three types of bonds. First one is government bonds, the second one is corporate bonds, and the third one is contemporary bonds. Government bond is a type of debt-based investment where you loan money to a government in return for an agreed rate of interest. Governments use them to raise funds that can be spent on new projects or infrastructure, and investors can use them to get a set return paid at regular intervals. The second one is corporate bond. Corporate bond is a type of debt security that is issued by a firm and sold to investors. The company gets the capital it needs, and in return, the investor is paid a pre-established number of interest payments at either a fixed or variable interest rate. When the bond expires or reaches its maturity, the payment ceases and the original investment is returned. Contemporary bonds is locally issued by the government-owned entities who seek to raise cash to fund various projects. Okay, now I am going to explain about the flow and process of issuing and investing in bonds. Okay, we are going to talk about issuing bonds. The first stage of issuing bond is pre-launch. The issuer considers preliminary matters and decides what type of bonds to issue and how to structure the issue. The issuer mandates a lead manager and they both instruct their lawyers. The second stage is launch and roadshow. The lead manager announces the bond issue publicly and promotes the transaction to prospective investors, inviting them to buy the bonds once they are issued. The third stage is issue. Issue also consists of two stages. The first one is signing. The managers sign the subscription agreement, agreeing to subscribe the bonds on closing. The second is closing. The fiscal agency agreement or trust deed are signed and the bond instrument is created. The investors receive the bonds from the issuer in exchange for payment of the purchase price of the bond. The last stage of issuing is post-issue. The issuer pays interest to the bondholders as agreed until the bonds reach maturity, when the issuer will repay the principal amount of their original investment to the bondholders. Lastly, I am going to talk about the flow and process of investing in bonds. The first step to investing in bonds is to set up a brokerage account. Investors can purchase bonds through a brokerage firm, which is in communication with governments and companies that want to issue debt. They also have the access to the markets where bonds trade in the secondary market. The second step is to purchase individual bonds for your portfolio. One investment objective is your time frame for investing. If an investor has a specific time period for investing, They can select bonds that mature near the future dates. The third step is to check the bond's rating. An investor must consider the credit rating on the bond. Credit rating refers to the ability of the bond issuer to make all required interest payments and to repay the principal balance on time. The last step is to place an order. Once an investor decides on a bond, a brokerage firm can place the order for him or her. If new offerings are available, investors can buy a bond when it is issued. Most bond purchases, however, are placed in the secondary market. In that instance, the investor is buying the bond from another investor.